What's up, y'all? It's me again. Just getting off work. Don't even ask how. I'm just now getting off work, but yeah. Either way, the night's still young. And I'm about to go get dressed up or take a shower, get dressed up, and enjoy the night. I'm not tired. I'm good. So that's what I'm going to do. But should have been home hours ago. Either way, I'm not. So while I'm here just chilling for a second, just thought I'd talk to y'all for a second. It's almost 10 o'clock, man. I'm just now getting off. It's crazy. Ah, man. Oh, well. So, I'm going to talk to y'all about always loving yourself, man, because that's the only way that you can really, that's the only way you can love somebody else, for one, because you gotta love yourself first. And that's the only way that you can control being loved, basically. When you depend on someone else to love you, it's a dangerous position, because that person basically controls your emotions more than you control your own emotions. When it comes to love, anyway. Actually, when it comes to a lot of shit, if you think about it. So if they don't want to love you today, now you don't feel love, you feel down, you feel worthless, whatever, right? Or they don't want to talk to you today, or whatever. There's levels to it, right? There's levels to how you feel about somebody, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, fuck buddy, whatever y'all want to call it. You know, the list goes on and on. But the moral is, if you don't want somebody to control how you feel about yourself, this is the key. If you don't want somebody to determine how you feel about yourself, meaning like you just feel great or you feel like shit, then you can't allow no one, your mom, your dad, no one, your kids, nobody. You can't allow nobody to make you feel a certain way about yourself. That's all on you. That's your responsibility. So if a woman or a man, because y'all know I do both audience. If a woman or a man, maybe they don't talk to you for weeks or something. If you love yourself first, you're still going to feel love. You might feel a little certain way about it, like, man, why did they hit me up? But you're going to remember, like, man, you know what? I love myself, man. I ain't tripping. I don't need their validation. See, when you don't love yourself, you need validation of people. And nothing is wrong with wanting validation of people, but you don't need it. There's a difference between want and need. Who don't want somebody to say they care about them and they're a special person and they love them and all that? Who don't want that? But the problem is when people need it. That's the problem, y'all, when you need it. A lot of y'all, this is going to go over your heads and you're going to ignore it, and you're going to be them same people that allow a woman or a man to make you feel a certain way. Some people, I've even been there. So I don't want people to think I'm just judging people. And I could be there again. It's not something that just wears away if you start loving yourself. Like, you can start loving yourself today. That don't mean that you can't fall back into the slump of allowing other people to determine if you love yourself. Of course you can. So nobody's innocent or nobody's safe. It's always a practice that you got to master. Because we're humans. So as humans, there's no avoiding that trap of allowing other people to make you depend on their love or make you feel loved or unloved based on how they feel about you. Nobody can escape that trap. The only way you can escape, nobody's like set immune to it. Like, once I mastered it, it's for life. Now, that's not how that shit works, man. This is something that has to be practiced on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? On a daily basis. Man, I know one thing, man. When I get a house, man, I'm definitely getting AC. Them fans be fucking me up, man. Them fans be fucking me the fuck up. So if I don't love myself, right? Let's say I got a girlfriend, right? I don't love myself. Or no, it's not that you don't love yourself. I depend on her to make me feel loved. Because that's what it really be. A lot of times it's not the issue of people not loving themselves. It's the issue of when they do love somebody else, the only way they start to feel loved is through that person and that validation of that person. So if I'm a person that depends on the woman to make me feel loved, like say I got a girlfriend, right? Say she cheats on me or something. Let's just say she cheats, right? Now right then and there she should be done. I should drop her, leave, gone. Now you might ask yourself, why don't most people do this, right? I've been there, I've done it. Other people have done it. Women, men have done it. I could do it again. You know, I'm not. It's not something that just because you love yourself and all that, you can still fall into that trap. Anyways, so she cheats, right? Say she cheats, and a lot of y'all might wonder, well, why don't some people leave, right? There's different strokes for different folks, different situations, but the main reason why I think people don't leave. Not just with cheating, with a lot of shit. It could be just emotional abuse or something, right? And it's because I feel they need that validation of that person. You know, that love that they even if the love is fake, so not fake, but not really authentic as it seems. Even then, you still get that feeling from that person of feeling love, even if it's real or not. So even if a person is lying to you about how they really feel about you. You know, that still don't mean that you won't feel that validation and that energy and feel special because of that. A man can lie blatantly to a woman about how he feels, and a woman can still feel loved and shit. And his love might not be real at all, 0%, but she still feels love because he's lying to her, right? But the signs are there because he treats you like shit. So you're like, well, why don't the woman leave the guy alone? Well, because, like I said, because a lot of times, well, of course, there's different scenarios, but we're going to stick to the topic of one of the big reasons why it probably is because that woman depends on that man to feel loved, not herself. Because if I love myself, the girl, back to what I was saying, say I got a girlfriend, she cheats, right? She should be gone, right? Kicked out, gone, whatever, divorced, whatever. The reason why I won't do that is because I need her love. I need to feel loved by her. But if I depended on my own love, that wouldn't happen. Think about it. A person who depends on their own love first, you really believe they would take back somebody who did that shit to them? No, they wouldn't. Because they, by default, just by them loving themselves first, if you love yourself, why would you go back with them? You're not going to do that. Don't make no sense. Right or wrong, if a woman or man loves themselves to the highest level, they're not going to go back to somebody who cheated on them. It's not going to happen. The reason why a lot of us do that is because we want the love from that person. We need that love to feel loved instead of depending on ourselves. And it's fucking facts, man. You got to depend on loving yourself first. There's no other way around it. And that's the only way you can control if you're always going to feel loved. You can't control what somebody else going to do. They can switch up on you anytime they want to, and that's just a sad reality. Everybody don't love like you. You might be a person that would love to the damn near death. You might be a person that loves somebody basically more than you love yourself. You know, but everybody don't love like you. So you gotta remember that. Everybody don't love like you. However, the good thing is that same love that you give to people, you can give to yourself too. And that's why you will always feel loved when you really, truly, not just say I love myself, but then he just gave me a black eye, so I'm going to still stay with him. That's not loving yourself, because you would have bounced, right? No, I'm talking about when you truly, truly love yourself, like truly. There's no way you're going to put up with shit like that. That is basically blatantly not love. Like, you're not going to do that. No woman going to stay with a man beating on her or emotionally abusing her. She love herself. It's not going to happen. You know? And I don't judge people who do that. I don't judge women who stay with a man that beat on them and shit. You know? I know why they doing it. Because they don't feel like they can get somebody else and all this other shit. But then again, that's another thing. If you love yourself, it don't matter if you get somebody else. It don't matter if you're single for the rest of your life. Why? Because you love yourself. See, you're not scared now. But when you depend on other people to give you that love, you're going to be scared. Oh, what if I don't get nobody? And this and this. You see what I'm saying? It's a problem. All across the board, it's a problem. A lot of people make it seem like it's selfish or something. But you love yourself so much, how can somebody else love you? And guess what? There are people out there that love themselves that much that they can't love somebody else because they're too selfish, right? But at the same time, you can't love nobody else if you don't love yourself either. You know, it just depends on the person. You do have people out there, though, that love themselves so much they don't care about nobody else. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the fact that you gotta love yourself to even have the ability to love somebody else. If you really don't care about yourself like that, you can't love somebody else. You just can't. You don't even love yourself like that. But when you love yourself, man, it covers a whole lot of shit. It covers like you trying to be a successful person. It covers like you trying to work on what you eat, all type of shit, man. Covers that, and it covers how you like if you're a mother or a father, how you treat your kids and shit like that. All that shit, man. If you love yourself, you're gonna love people around you. The immediate people that's around you in your life, you're gonna love them too. This is why a lot of times when a motherfucker a lot of times when motherfuckers is racist, they don't be loving themselves. Pay attention. I've never met a racist person that really love themselves. That I could think of. It's always been somebody who is not happy with themselves. Those are only closet racists and all that shit that I've seen. Even people that look like me that are racist, you know, towards people. It's usually somebody who don't love themselves. It's never the people who genuinely love themselves and then now they love other people too. When you love yourself, you love other people. You don't just go around hating people. You actually give people a chance to be loved by you because that's a characteristic that comes with loving yourself. The ability to love other people. And actually care about more people than yourself. No bad. But the main reason, dog, because you don't want people to be able to control your emotions. And you don't want people to be able to determine whether you feel loved or not. That's the main reason, if you ask me. One of the biggest reasons. Because they can pull the plug on you anytime they want to. Nothing you can do about it. That's why if you got a girlfriend or boyfriend, you better love them day by day. You should do that anyway, because if not, now you're getting comfortable. If you just kind of like gliding along and shit, nah, it's got to be an everyday thing. Every day. Fall in love with them, love them again every day. So if a woman or whatever, somebody rejects you, it don't matter. You love yourself. It's not going to matter. Oh, she don't want to talk to you no more. He don't want to talk to you no more. It don't matter. You love yourself. I ain't saying if you love yourself that you ain't going to have feelings and shit, but it's not going to affect you the same. You might be salty about it, like, damn, I really like that girl or whatever. But it's not going to be like, oh, I'm about to go kill her or whatever, you know what I mean, be at her doorstep or something. It's not going to be that. It's not going to crush you. I don't want to eat for 5 weeks or I only did this because of women. That's another thing. A lot of men only doing shit just to get women, not because they love themselves. So what happens when you do all these things and then the women still ain't biting? Now what? You're going to resort back to the same bullshit. You're going to fall off. A lot of men in debt, buying cars they can't afford because they're trying to get women to like them. But if they love themselves, they'd be like, nah, I can't afford that car right now. Let me get this one. I'm not going to put myself in debt because, why? I love myself. So I'm not going to buy that Lamborghini. I love myself too much to put myself in debt. Versus, I don't love myself, so I need women to like me. So yeah, I want that Lamborghini I can't afford. Now I'm in debt. Now I'm really fucked. You see that? See what I mean? When you love yourself, you don't do dumb shit like that. This goes in all types of topics and situations, man. It ain't just one situation. Shit. Sleeping under the fan, boy, that shit ain't no joke. And I'll be sleeping right under that motherfucker. Definitely get AC if y'all get a house, man. Don't deal with them fans like that. Even though I can't help it, I love them. But man, they be fucking you up. They be fucking you up. At least they do me. Y'all might be different. I don't know. But yeah, man. Self-love is critical. You know, and another thing, when you don't really love yourself, or should I say, when you don't depend on your love or yourself to love, make you feel love, people could say things about you. You could be in a relationship with a person and they just try to down you and shit, talk bad about you. If you love yourself, it just goes in one ear out the other. It's like ricochet. It's like bullets ricocheting off of you. Small thing to a giant. But if you depend on them to make you feel loved like that and special like that, then yeah, everything they say is going to crush you or whatever. It's going to have an effect. It's going to have a deeper effect. I'm not going to say it's not going to have any effect, even if you do depend on yourself to love you, make you feel loved. It'll have some effect, but not to the extent of it bothering you. Same thing with the rejection, and same thing if somebody cheats on you. Same thing with all that shit. This is when you truly fall in love with yourself. I ain't talking about I'm just saying I love myself. Nah, that ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you really love yourself. Like really. To the point that you don't give a fuck if somebody like you or not. That type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Guess what else? Why? Here's another reason why you can't really love someone else unless you depend on yourself to make you feel loved. Because you're going to get in a relationship with somebody and you still going to be seeking attention from this one or sex from this one or whatever. From this one and that one. The one you got ain't going to be enough. That's a big, big key. When a lot of times it's not that the people are the wrong people. A lot of times they just got the wrong credentials. I guess that would be considered the wrong person. But a lot of times like this, people are good for each other, but they're missing that love with inside to depend on themselves. So they go out looking for it. Their partner's not enough. Their partner's not enough. Even though their partner is enough, their partner is not enough because of them not depending on themselves to make themselves feel loved too. In other words, if I have a girlfriend, she needs help making me happy. She needs help from me, making me feel loved by her and happy with her. She can't just do it on her own alone without me, or vice versa. Think about it. That's what a lot of people don't understand. I could do anything. I could be a dancing monkey to the moon and back for a woman. But if that woman is not giving me help by appreciating what I'm doing and all those other things, it ain't going to be enough. She's still going to be seeking it from other people, this one or that one, this one. And a lot of times that's what you're seeing out here with a lot of people. You wonder why relationships can't stay together and shit like that? One of the biggest reasons, man. You know, people not looking for that love within. They're not dependent on themselves to make themselves feel loved. You know how much easier it would make your partner's life trying to make you feel happy and love if you actually depended on yourself more than you depended on them? You would make they would have more energy to give to you, because they would have more energy to give to you to try to make you happy. And even the littlest shit that they do seem big to you because you appreciate it and you already feel love within yourself anyway. So even the little shit. So imagine the big shit they be doing for you. You're always going to be happy with that person, man, because you're happy with yourself, man. But it's got to be both ways. It can't be just one or the other. Nah, both people got to do this shit, man. But another main thing, man, just the fact that people can't control. You know, some people don't love themselves. Here's another example. You could try to talk to a girl or something, right? If that girl really not happy with herself because maybe some guys rejected her that she wants or something, right? Or whatever case may be. We don't know. All I know is a lot of y'all men cry about why women are rejecting you, screenshotting you on her posts or whatever, and laughing and shit because she's mad and miserable, right? Because she can't get the guy she wants. The fuck was it from? I don't know what the fuck that was. Anyways, man, yeah. A lot of people. How was I going to go with that? What I'm trying to say is people try to hurt people because they don't feel loved, right? So they don't want you to feel loved either. Basically, they want you to feel how they feel. So that's why a lot of times when somebody here's what I was saying. That's where I was going with it. Like, say you try to talk to a woman. Say a woman knows, like, oh, that's that guy that says he loves himself and he's so happy and all that. Let me find out. I'm gonna test him. Or the woman just might not be happy with herself, so she'll purposely reject you to see if she could take that self-love because she ain't got it. You know what I mean? Or vice versa. It could be a man doing it too. Since I don't have the love within myself, I don't want you to have it either. I don't want you to have that self-love either. So since I really don't like you and the guy that I like don't like me, I'm going to try to take that from you too by purposely rejecting you. And that's what a lot of y'all men are seeing right now with women. But guess what? If you got that self-love, it's like a bullet. Because one of the things about the self-love or depending on yourself to love yourself, you also understand that if a woman don't love you, then it doesn't matter anyway. It does you no good. She can't love you more than you love yourself. When you depend on yourself, woman or man, how the fuck can the next person love you better than that? They can't. It's just a companionship. But when you got that love within yourself, it's not that bad to say, all right, well, she just didn't want to fuck with me. It is what it is. It don't bother you like that. But if you depend on this woman or man to make you feel love, now it's a whole different ball game. Because you're going to feel you're going to feel bad when they decide to not love you or make you feel loved anymore. It's a whole different ball game, man. I'm telling y'all, man. It's very vital. It's very important to love yourself in all aspects because it covers so much shit. I can't stress it enough. So the woman asked to cheat on me or something, you know what I mean? The reason why I wouldn't leave, because I don't love myself enough. I depend on that woman. I need that woman to make me feel a special way. But if I depend on myself to make myself feel that way, hell no, you're not going to stay with that woman once you know she's cheating or whatever. Or man, right? You're going to leave. You're going to leave. You're not going to stay because you love yourself too much. Does that make sense? Can't say you love yourself and then even if it is love. I know people are like, well, it's love. You do stuff for people you love. You right. You do. But at the same time, you're going to look and say, you know what, I love myself too much for that. Fuck that. It's going to come a point. You might do it for a little bit, but you're going to realize, you know what, I love myself too much. So a man take back a woman who dipped out on him, started another relationship with another guy, and then try to come back. He gonna feel bad because he loves himself. He gonna feel like shit. Like, why am I doing this, man? I feel like her bitch or whatever. I feel stupid as fuck. Or a woman too, vice versa. Anyways, man, I'm not gonna keep talking your heads off. About to get in the shower and try to ride around, do something. Definitely gonna do something. I'm not going home, going to sleep. Well, I'm going home, but I'm coming back out. But they can't hurt you, man. That's the biggest thing, man. And I've noticed when you have that confidence, and it's not just confidence, that could be the wrong word for this topic, but it kind of is confidence too. It's kind of the same thing. Like you believe in yourself, you think highly of yourself. But when you depend on it's not so much that you think highly of yourself and think you the best or whatever. It's more of, I don't depend on you to make me happy or feel loved. I depend on myself to do that. Because if I don't depend on myself to do it, you're going to fail. You're going to fall short anyway. So the perfect wife could come along, whatever. Perfect wife, woman, right? But if I'm not dependent on myself, she's going to fall short. Because I'm a feel. Even if she's not in reality, though. In reality, she's not really falling short. She could do give me the whole world. Or he, if you're a woman watching. But if you don't have that within yourself, they fall short because they need you to have they need you to depend on you making yourself feel loved and happy too. They can't do it alone. It's impossible. How are you gonna make somebody feel loved or happy if they don't love themselves and they're not happy themselves? How? They still gonna be sad. It's like money. See, a lot of people with money can't make you happy. Yeah, it can if you're a happy person. If you're not a happy person, then not, because you're going to depend on the money. You're going to try to depend on the money to make you happy. It's not going to work. But if you're a happy person already, hell yeah, money can make you happy. It's going to amplify it because you're already happy. It's not the money that's making you happy. It's you that's making you happy. Now but the money gives you the opportunity to do more things to make you happy. So you're going to be a super happy motherfucker, right? But if you're not a happy person and you got all this money to do all these things, it's going to be vice versa. It's going to be a fucked up feeling. It's not going to be a good feeling. So love yourselves, man. But not to the point that nobody else can love you. Or you can't love somebody else. Not to that point. But to the point of just so people cannot control how you feel about yourself or if you're happy or not, you know. That's all I got to say, y'all. Remember, man, when you love yourself and you depend on yourself to feel loved and happy, nobody can control that. A woman can reject you 20,000 different times because she's not happy. It still don't matter. You still laughing and skipping along like her loss, right? It's her loss. But if you don't love yourself, what you gonna do? You're gonna be butthurt. Oh, I'm ugly, I'm this, I'm that. When you love yourself, you think highly of yourself. She's stupid as fuck. Oh well. Maybe I'm just not her type or something. It's a completely different thing, man. You do not get butthurt or mad. Because you know it just doesn't matter. It's like, all right, she just doesn't like me. I love myself still. She can't make me feel better than myself. That's the whole point. That's what I wanted to say. So if somebody rejects you, it doesn't matter because they can't make you feel better than yourself anyway. At the end of the day. That's if you depend on yourself to feel love like that. But if you depend on other people and things, it's gonna be an up and down roller coaster. You depend on blunts to make you happy. You're only going to be happy when you smoke those blunts. Once you come off those blunts, you're going to be sad. Drinks, same thing. You're only happy when you're drinking. Sex, same thing. You're only happy with the sex. Then you come back down off that high. This is why it's important to depend on only you and only you only for your happiness, man, and for you to make you feel fulfilled and loved. Anything else is going to be it's going to be a disappointment, emotional, up and down roller coaster, man. And you're not even going to have control over it at that. Because we all humans. You're going to be down some days and shit like that. But you can always be like, man, I choose to be happy today. I know it's a fucked up day. I don't really feel the best today. But I'm still going to make the best of it. I'm still going to depend on myself to try to make myself feel loved and happy. Versus, let me get the blunt. Let me get the drink. Let me get the sex. Or let me get the guy or the girl or whatever. The Facebook likes. The DMs. That's why y'all think a lot of times some of the saddest, especially women, right? Some of the saddest ones be the ones with thousands of DMs, thousands of likes. Still ain't enough. Still sad. Still sad because they're not dependent on themselves to make themselves feel loved, man. It's never enough. Or you ever see a woman got a perfect man, and outside looking in, he might be perfect. Let's hypothetically say a woman has a perfect man. You're like, why the fuck ain't she happy? Why is she not appreciating him? Right? You be like, I'd be happy as hell if I was with him. But she's not. She's not never happy no matter what. And you can't figure out why. I'm just telling y'all why. Because she's not looking within. Same thing with a man. Same thing. He got a mansion. He got a wife. This and that. This motherfucker still ain't happy. Yeah, man, that's what it be. So, just understand, man. That's why a lot of people try to beat y'all down with words and shit like that, man. But, you know, if you love yourself, it's like a small thing to a giant. It's like rubber bullets just bouncing off of you. It don't even matter. You know? I can't say it enough about the woman rejection shit, because I've seen men allowing that to determine how they feel about themselves. And sometimes a woman she could like you actually, but maybe she got a boyfriend, or maybe she's hurt, or maybe she thinks you're too good for her. A lot of men think because a woman rejects them or runs or something, it's because you wasn't good enough. And sometimes she just felt she wasn't good enough. There's a lot of shit going on. And you do have the ones that are going to purposely try to hurt you and make you feel bad and all that because she doesn't, right? Because she's not happy because some guy that made her feel a certain way. But what if that same woman depending on herself to feel loved, right? And then one of these good dudes come along and she's not going to react that way because she actually cares about herself. Then she probably wouldn't run off the right one. But on the opposite, she allowed a guy to make her feel a certain way. Now she can't love another guy, at least at this point or whatever. Or she's just to the point that she's bitter at all men, so I'm going to purposely try to make them feel like me. Think about it. Same woman, but what if she didn't? What if she depended on herself for that? In other words, since I'm the one making a video, if I depend on what a woman did to me in the past or something like that, if I allow that to make me determine if I love myself or not, you know what I mean, or feel loved or whatever, that can impact greatly on me passing up on the women or something like that. I've actually done that before, where I was just bitter for a long time, way back in the days, right? And passing up on women because I don't want, scared to love or whatever, bitter to love, whatever. Same thing. Same thing. So you gotta be careful with that shit, man. I'm out, man. Y'all have a good one.